Let's talk about the future of software development. According to GitHub CEO, it's not about AI replacing coders. Not at all. It's about completely transforming their role. We're not just getting new tools, we're stepping into a brand new job title, the developer as a conductor of AI. This one quote from GitHub CEO Thomas Dohmke is really the key to this whole thing. So forget that old image of a developer, hunched over a keyboard, banging out every single line of code. The new model is the conductor. They don't play a single instrument themselves, but they direct an entire orchestra of AI agents to create something huge and complex. So what does it actually mean to be a conductor of code? Well, it points to a really fundamental shift in skills. The focus is no longer on the painstaking, line-by-line grind of writing syntax, but on the art of directing these AI agents with clear, high-level instructions. Yeah, this is a huge deal. We're moving from syntax to semantics. The most important skill is no longer about mastering the rigid rules of Python or JavaScript. It's about expressing complex ideas and your intent in just natural language. You write the spec, the detailed prompt, and the AI agent translates that human idea into code that a machine can actually run. Now, this might sound completely out of left field, but this isn't the first time we've seen a monumental shift like this. To really get why this AI revolution is so significant, we actually have to look back at the problems GitHub was built to solve in the first place. The collaborative world we take for granted today, well, it was born out of a much, much messier reality. I'm sure you remember the chaos of code_v2 final folders, right? This timeline shows that painful progression up to the decentralized power of Git. But here's the key pattern I want you to see. Git was the foundational technology, and GitHub built the collaborative social layer on top of it. And that exact same pattern is repeating itself right now with AI. And this just illustrates that core difference perfectly. Git is the powerful engine, right? It tracks every little change on your local machine. But GitHub is the shared stadium where that engine can race. It created the pull request and basically turned solitary coding into the world's largest team sport. And so, the pattern repeats. Just like GitHub built a layer on top of Git, it's now building its next transformative layer, Copilot, on top of today's foundational tech, large language models. This isn't just a new feature, you guys. This is the next evolutionary leap for software development. You want to know the impact? Even in its early days, when it was basically just a super fancy autocompleter, Copilot's impact was staggering. By early 2023, it was already writing almost half, 46% of the code for developers who used it. This wasn't just some cool novelty. It was a massive productivity boost that proved people were hungry for AI that could just keep them in that flow state. And Copilot's evolution has been incredibly fast. It started with simple auto-completion. Then it grew into an integrated chat partner you could debug with. And now it's a full suite of specialized agents. We have agents for coding, for code review, for security. Each one is like a distinct section of the orchestra, just waiting for the conductor's signal. Okay, so we keep talking about these AI agents, but how do they actually work? What's happening under the hood? It's not magic. When a developer hands off a task, they're kicking off a really structured workflow that's been designed to mirror what a human developer would do. Okay, so here's the play-by-play. The agent gets a prompt in plain English. It spins up a clean environment in the cloud, checks out the codebase, and then uses its reasoning to figure out a plan. Then it gets to work, writing code, calling tools. But this last step is the most critical one. It submits its finished work as a standard pull request for a human to review. It's basically acting just like a junior developer on your team. So what this creates is a totally new model for collaboration. GitHub is taking its most famous innovation, the pull request, and it's extending it beyond just humans. The pull request is now the interface for human-to-agent collaboration. It's effectively making AI a first-class citizen in the development process. So what's the end game here? What's the ultimate purpose of this massive investment in AI? Well, it's nothing less than a radical expansion of who gets to be a creator in our digital world. 1 billion. That's the target. It's GitHub's vision for the future of development. This isn't just about making the current developers more productive. It's about lowering the barrier to entry so dramatically that 1 billion people can become creators and problem solvers with software, not just consumers of it. And this brings us right back to our conductor. The core skill is no longer just execution, it's strategic judgment. It's knowing how to break down a huge problem into smaller tasks that an agent can actually handle. It's deciding when to delegate versus when it's just faster to write those 3 lines of code yourself. That is the art of systems thinking. So, in the end, abstracting away all the tough parts of syntax and boilerplate code, it doesn't make the developer obsolete, it elevates them. By handing off all the repetitive, mechanical work to this orchestra of AI agents, developers are freed up to focus on what we humans do best: architecture, creativity, and solving bigger, more meaningful problems. The only question left is, what masterpieces will they conduct?